Welcome to GumbyYoga number 19. And I really wanted to do yoga today, but it's kind of breezy, so I'm trying a new location. But I always seem to have something growing out of my head, like a tree or a telephone pole, but you know, it is what it is. So today we're going to try a few new poses. So we'll see how you like them. Just give them a try. And you're going to want to have a blanket or towel, works fine. You probably want to have that at the front of your mat. And let's get started. Let's sit cross-legged and roll the shoulders up and around. And again, inhale up and around. Let's roll the head around, just stretch out the neck. And all the way back. Let's walk the hands in front. So just walking them out. Slide up. Bring the hands behind you. And let's press the knees down. Push the hips up. Roll the shoulders back, stretch out the quads, stretch out the chest. And release, bring the hips down. Let's go off to your right side. Left arm comes up and over. And inhale up, off to the other side. And inhale back up. Change the leg position and walk the hands forward again, opening up the hips. Big hip opener and walk the hands back, bring the hands behind you, fingers going away from you, press the knees down, push the hips up towards the sky. Stretching out the quads, opening up the heart, opening up the chest, and bring the hips down. Let's go off to your right side. Left arm comes up and over. And inhale up, and let's go off to the other side. And inhale back up. Let's bring the legs out in front and getting a good hamstring stretch. Let's inhale, come all the way up. Exhale forward. And again, inhale, reach all the way up, pull up through the spine. Exhale forward. And one more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale forward. And let's slide up. And we're going to slide the knees around. We're going to bring it to hands and knees, facing the front of your mat. And let's round the back all the way up. Exhale out. Back to neutral. Arch the back the other way. Let's push it back to neutral. And let's push it all the way back into child's pose. Stretch it out. From child's pose, let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up and back into downward facing dog. So hips go way back. And let's walk the dog a little bit, bend one knee and stretch it out, and other knee and stretch it out. And then come forward into plank. Lower down to our chaturanga, pull it up in tuck dog. Tops of your feet are now on the mat. Flip your toes and bring it back into down dog. And let's do it again, coming forward into plank. Lower it down, sweep it up. Flip the toes, back into down dog. Let's hop or walk into standing forward fold. So we're at the front of our mat, just stretching out the hamstrings. And walk the hands off to your right foot. Back to center, walk them off to your left. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower arm down and sweep it up. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And from down dog, let's raise the right leg up. Lift the leg flop over. Open up that hip. Maybe rotate that leg around in the hip socket. Extend the leg straight out behind you. And then exhale, bring your knee to your nose and send it back. And again, knee to your nose, send it back. And bring your knee forward again. Let's place the foot in between your hands. We're going to drop that left knee, flip the left foot, and then sweep the arms up. And let the hips fall forward into Anjaneyasana. Crescent pose, pulling the arms up. And sweep the hands down to the mat. You may want to have your blanket handy for this. Have it just kind of by your side. We're going to walk the hands back, straighten out your right leg. Bring your nose to your right knee up. And then from here, walking all the way back into half monkey god. This is where you can take your blanket, place it underneath your right hip. Walk the hands forward, slide them out in front. Big stretch for the hamstrings. Let's pull up. And we're going to lift up the hips, walk the hands forward, tuck that left toe, lift the knee off the ground, send the right foot back, into downward facing dog. Let's come forward into plank, lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog, flip the toes, back into down dog. Down dog, again, let's raise the left leg up, left leg flaps over, open up that left hip, rotate it around, get a good stretch. Extend the leg straight out behind you, and exhale, bring your knee to your nose, send it back. And knee to your nose, send it back. And knee forward again, place the foot in between your hands, right knee is going to drop, right foot flips over. And we're going to sweep up the arms, let the hips fall forward. Should feel a nice stretch here in your right hip flexor. And then hands come down to the mat. As we straighten out the left leg, walking the hands back. Bring your nose to your left kneecap. And again, maybe walking the hands all the way back. You can take your blanket, place it underneath your left hip. Come all the way back. And from here, slide forward, bring your nose to your left knee. Very big hamstring stretch. Let's pull up. And from here, we're going to lift up the hips, walk the hands forward. If you're using a blanket or towel, place that towards the front of your mat. It's always a good place to have it. And tuck the right toe, lift the knee off the ground, bring the left foot back, into downward facing dog. And coming forward into plank, forward down, chaturanga, up into up dog. Lift the toes, back into down dog. And from down dog, let's raise the right leg up. And bring the right foot forward, placing it between your hands. Let's plant the left foot flat in the ground, bring it all the way up and into Warrior One for your Virabhadrasana Eka. Inhale up, exhale into Warrior Two. And let's reach forward, flip the right palm up, and left hand's just going to slide down the back of your leg. Inhale up, exhale back into Warrior Two. And let's reach forward again. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. Stretch out that left arm. Drop the hips. So from your left hand, your left foot, if you can see yourself, want it to be pretty much a straight line. Dropping down, right hand's going to find the mat. Drop the hips. Left arm, reaching straight. Then take that left arm, bring it over behind you. See if you can take your right hand, reach underneath, and make the connection. Pull up and get a good stretch here. And an option here, if you'd like to bring it into Verta Paradise, bring your left foot in, shift your weight to that left foot, and we're slowly just going to roll up. Rounding the back, pulling up, roll the shoulders back, and then finally, leg comes up. Let's release, and bring it into mountain, bring the shoulders up, and around. Again, shoulders up, and around. Let's bring it back to the front of your mat, inhale all the way up, and pull up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down. Let's step back into down dog. Push back, big stretch for the hamstrings. And shift forward into plank. Lower it down to chaturanga, and up into up dog. Toes back into down dog. And left leg is going to reach up. Bring that left foot forward. Placing in between your hands. Right foot plants, flatten the ground. Bring it up. And warrior one. Inhale up, exhale into warrior two. And let's reach forward. Left palm flips up, right knee down the back of the leg. Inhale up. Back into warrior two. And reach forward again, left elbow to the left knee, right arm to a high corner in your room if you're in a room. And let's drop down, left hand comes all the way down to the mat. Drop the hips, slide that right foot out. Right arm is going to come over the back. Left hand comes underneath, make the connection, pull the chest up. And again, you can either hold it here or you can bring your right foot in, shift your weight to that right foot, and slowly stand up. Now, the right leg. And when you're done, release. Back into standing forward fold, stretch out the hamstrings. Walk your hands off to your right foot, back to center. Walk them off to your left, and back. So at the front of your mat, let's inhale up to a flat back, exhale down, half a walk, back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, pull it up into up dog. Flip the toes, and come back to downward facing dog. And let's come back into plank. Bring your left hand to the center, release your right arm up into side plank. And options today, right leg can be up. Arm comes down, right foot comes forward into a lunge. Left foot plants, flatten the ground, bring it up, back into warrior one. And let's step it up to the front of your mat. Inhale up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up, to a flat back, exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank, over down to chaturanga, and up into up dog. Flip the toes, back into downward facing dog. Let's come back into plank, and this time your right hand is going to come center, and release up into Vasisthasana on the side plank. Options, maybe your top leg is up. Release, left foot comes all the way forward into a lunge. Back foot plants, flatten the ground, up into warrior one. And step it up to the front of your mat. And inhale up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up, do a flat back, exhale down. Let's reverse swan dive, come all the way up. And step sideways on your mat, facing me, whichever foot that is that needs to slide back. And let's stretch the arms all the way out. And coming into moonflowers. So feet pointed towards the corners of your mat. Inhale up, exhale, elbows come down. We're pulling back this way, pulling back with the knees. And inhale all the way up. And exhale down. Again, inhale up. And exhale down. Let's bring it up onto your tippy toes. Bring the hands into prayer. Let's come a little bit lower. So we're coming lower and lower and lower and lower. Then when you get low enough, you can drop the heels and then come all the way down into prayer squat. So wedging your elbows against the insides of your knees helps to stabilize this pose. Drop the hands down to the mat, slide the feet in, and coming into Bakasana crane. From here, let's lift up the hips, shift your weight forward, and clamp your knees onto your triceps. Coming forward and adjusting your gaze so that you're looking in front of you. And if you'd like to try jumping back into plank, then if you're not already, move it up to the front of your mat. Bring it back into your Bakasana. Looking ahead of you. And lift up, jump back into plank. Let's lower down to Chaturanga, pull it up into up dog. Flip the toes and come back into downward facing dog. Let's drop down to the knees and push back into child's pose, stretch it out. Settling in child's pose, trying to get your hips as close to the mat as you can. And let's walk your hands off the mat to your right and slide your hips off to the left. Hands come back to center, hips come back to center. And hands are going to go off to your left, hips off to your right. And hands back to center, hips back to center. From here, let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Get a good stretch for the backs of the legs. And coming into plank, lower it down to Chaturanga, pull it up into up dog. Flip the toes and back into down dog. Let's do it again. Let's come forward into plank. Lower on down. This time come all the way down. We're going to bring it into bow. So release your hands by your sides. Bring the feet up behind you. Reach back, find one foot, find the other, and pull it up into Dhanurasana, bow. Let's try and get the legs a little higher, even higher. And release. Release the feet and push back into child's pose. Stretch it out. From child's pose, pull the hips up and back into downward facing dog. And coming into plank, and we're going to try Kapinjalasana, raindrop drinking bird. Bring your left hand to the center, release the right arm. Coming all the way up. So from side plank, you may want to step that right foot back a little bit, just momentarily. And we're going to take the right arm, bring it up and over behind you. Shift your weight back to your left foot. Find that right foot. And stretch out. Let's release, come back into plank. Push back into down dog. Drop down to the knees. And push back into child's pose. So we're going to try the other side. How do we do that with that one? Let's come back into plank. Tuck the toes. Coming back into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank. And this time right hand comes to the center. Coming into side plank on this side. Arm comes up. Maybe try stepping that top foot back a little bit. Arm is going to come up and over, arching the back slightly. Shift your weight back to your right foot. Left foot comes up. Grab a hold of that. Stretch it out. Kind of fun. Let's release. And back into down dog. Drop down to the knees. And push back into child's pose. And from here, let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up, and back into downward facing dog. Raise the right leg up. Bring the right foot forward, releasing between your hands. And left foot is going to plant flat on the ground. Coming up into warrior one. Two arms up. Taking a couple of breaths here, lifting up, pulling up, stretching up. And after warrior one, bring your arms behind you. Pull the arms way behind you, pulling up. We're going to come into humble warrior. So we're going to bend the right knee, coming lower, and the arms are going to come up behind you. And head comes lower, and arms come higher and higher. And you want to see if you can even get your head below your right thigh. Let's release the hands down to the mat. Pivot on your back foot. Get a good stretch here, and then replant that foot at a 45-degree angle. And walk both hands off to the right. To your left. My left, your left. And we're going to walk our hands all the way back to that foot, coming into Standasana. Coming lower. You can even point that foot up if you want. We're stretching out this right thigh right here. Let's lift up the hips, walk the hands to the center, and taking a pause here, let's reach back and find both of the ankles. Release one arm up and get a good twist. Down, other arm comes up. Twist. Release. And let's walk your hands back towards the front of your mat. And you're going to bend that right knee. And coming into a variation of side crane. Hands are going to come off to the front of your mat. Take your left elbow, and you're going to want to glue it to the outside of your right knee. Right elbow is going to come in, and comes down, arms come up. Stretch out the legs. Release. Hips down. Let's bring the legs together. How do we do that one? Inhale all the way up. And exhale forward. Pulling up. And let's bring the feet together. We're going to turn back towards the front of your mat if you're not there already. And lift it up and pull it into a squat position. Stretch out the legs into standing forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down, and let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower it down and pull it up. Tip the toes back into downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And let's raise the left leg up. Left foot comes forward in between your hands. Coming all the way up into Warrior One. And sweeping the arms down and behind you. Pull the arms up again, coming into Humble Warrior here. So deepening the bend in your left knee. You may want to slide that right foot out a little more to get a deeper stance. Coming lower, and the arms are going to come up. Head comes down. So first you can stop here where you're just resting on your left thigh, or you can go all the way down. Bring up the arms a little higher. Let's release. Bring the hands down to the mat. So still keeping that right foot planted at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to walk our hands off towards that foot, coming all the way over. Your knee. Down into Sandasana. Option, raise the foot if you want. And lift out the hips. Walk the hands to the center. So again, just taking a break here, a breather. Just grab our ankles this time. And then walking off towards the front of your mat. So we're going to bend your left knee. And that foot is going towards the side of your mat. Now, by the way, if you haven't done this before, you can bring your right foot all the way in. So both feet are together. In either case, you still bring both hands off to the front. Take your right elbow, press it in hard against the outside of that knee, and you come down. Either the leg is out or it's in, and coming forward, forward. Stretch it up, maybe stretch it up. And release. And let's bring the hips down to the mat. And let's inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. Stretching out the hamstrings. How do we do with that? Kind of fun. I think it's fun to try these things. Pushing yourself to some limits, but safe limits. So again, let's inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. And sliding up. So you're going to want to have your feet towards the front of your mat if you're not there already. And let's inhale up. Exhale forward. And let's slide up. Let's bring your right foot in so it's up right close to your groin area. And let's press the knee down and inhale up. Exhale forward. So you may find you can get a deeper stretch with the knee out of the way. Slide up. And bring your right hand behind you. Left hand is going to be on your knee with the palm facing upwards. And then lift up and reach all the way to the back. And let's release. Bring the hips down. Turn back to the front of your mat. Bring the knee up. And place the knee on the left side of your left thigh. And pull up nice and tall through the spine. Right hand comes behind you again. This time left elbow is going to come into the knee. Push against it as much as you want. Strap. Release. Bring both feet out in front. And let's inhale up. Exhale forward. Sliding up, bring the left foot in, and then press that knee down. Pull up, exhale forward. Sliding up, And left hand comes behind you, right hand on the knee, lift up, and just reach all the way to the back. Let's release, bring the hips down, and turn off to the front, bring that knee up, and place that foot on the right side of your right leg. Left hand behind you, right elbow into the knee, twisting. And release both legs out front. Inhale all the way up. So. And the side up, let's bring the hands just above your feet. And we're going to roll down, rounding, lower, lower, and lower. And let's come all the way down, plant the hands, bring the legs up. And then hold it here or lift up into shoulder stand. Supporting your hips. Open up the legs into upside down straddle splits. All the way back up. All the way over into plow. Release the hands. And rolling down and down and down. And legs are up. Legs start coming lower, 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 lower. And then releasing the body all the way down into your mat. Closing the eyes, coming into our final shavasana. Very gently rolling off to your right side. Into the fetal position. Releasing the body. Slowing down the breath. Slowing down the heart rate. And as we continue our yoga practice, especially in the era of COVID-19 pandemic, it's important to get inspiration. So think about, just very gently think, just like little clouds passing by. Maybe you light on one cloud or another cloud in your mind. And we think about what it is that inspires you. What inspiration you need, where it comes from, who it comes from, how you get it. It could be just little things. It could be little things like cooking in your kitchen, trying new experimental things. It could be socially distancing, walking with people, or chatting with people, getting exercise. In this yoga practice. And when you're done, let's push it up into an easy seated position. Stretching up through the spine, rolling the shoulders up and around. And rolling the shoulders up and around. And rolling the head around, we're just stretching out the neck. All the way back. Coming back to center. And coming into one big breath to conclude our practice today. Let's take a great big inhale, fill the lungs, all the way up. And exhale all the way down to heart center. Light that's in me. Notice that very brightly glowing light inside of you. Namaste.